I'm Professor Kevin Dunn, and I'm the Pro Vice Chancellor of Research at Western Sydney University. And I'm the co-lead, along with Professor Yin Paradise at Deakin University, of a research stream that seeks to challenge racism and enhance social belonging. And this involves colleagues at both Deakin University and Western Sydney University. Our work addresses substantial threats to social cohesion in Australia and other pluralist democracies. We focus on understanding and countering racism and hate, and enhancing anti-racism measures and initiatives, and exploring racism resilience under COVID-19. We're driving new insights that empower communities to build resilience and deploy strategies to challenge racism themselves. We're providing analysis and commentary on other issues of national importance as well. We're informing, educating, and training individuals and communities on the positive, community-based and policy interventions for culturally diverse societies. Stream 1, which I'm the co-lead of, will develop projects to enhance the data that we have on racism belonging in Victoria, often filling gaps such as online contacts like the sharing economy, schools, health facilities, and some other public settings where we don't have the data we need. These will provide the evidence base for a new program and for new policy developments, and they'll be piloted and evaluated. And we'll do that through government community partnerships, often community-led initiatives. So our aims are to leverage community-level action by ordinary Victorians, to generate virtuous cycles of improved cultural relations, and establish new and improved social norms for intercultural behaviour in all spheres of life in Victoria. That's what we're about. Currently we have 6 projects. Our first project is focused on identifying and filling the data gaps on racism in Victoria. We've conducted a review of what we already know in terms of research and government reports about the forms, settings, perpetrators, and also targets of racism. We based this review on the assumption that we needed to identify any gaps, which we will then fill. Our second project is different. It focuses on mapping not racism, but mapping everyday anti-racism. This includes, first of all, an international review of best practice and how you measure anti-racism. We've done that work. Now we're going to survey Victorians on their everyday anti-racist practices, their pro-social intercultural relations, indeed, their resilience to racism. It's going to be an exciting project. Our third project looks at racism online, and we track how it has shifted over time, as for example on Twitter, changing from racism against Asians to Muslims to Chinese, Australians, etc. And how is online racism linked to offline racism? And what are the effective ways to disrupt it, including the use of celebrities, influencers, and the like? Very exciting project. A fourth project we're involved in is uncovering the funding sources and strategies of the speaking tours of right-wing hate speakers in Australia. Again, we're looking for insight so we can recommend on how racism may be disrupted. Who invites these hate speakers? Who funds them? And who benefits from those tours? Finally, we have 2 projects which we have recently developed that are specifically focused on anti-racism and resilience during the COVID-19 pandemic. The first examines how Australians are affected by and how they are responding to extended self-isolation and social distancing under COVID-19. The selfishness we see in hoarding and the shopping centre fights over toilet paper. But on the other side, there's the pro-sociality and care that we are seeing people showing to each other through and across the web and in other settings. How might we promote resilience and social belonging in this era? And the second associated contemporary project, and our 6th project, focuses on Asian Australians' experiences of racism during the pandemic. Unfortunately, there's been an inflation of anti-Chinese discourse, and it seems to be impacting on Asian Australians. We'll get the data on prevalence, nature, and impact. We'll look at the morbid impacts of that, which are likely to include degraded mental health, well-being, lesser feelings of belonging. And we'll also look at how people are responding, including bystanders. So in conclusion, in Stream 1, we have pivoted towards COVID issues, and this shows how our projects have a strong applied orientation. The second concluding point I would make is that we want to use our findings in an applied way to inform programs, campaigns, policies. And the third point I'd end in is that to do all of those things, we need to partner. And we're open to further collaborations, feedback and questions. Indeed, we need that. Please do join us in helping the challenging racisms and enhancing social belonging stream of the Centre for Resilient and Inclusive Societies. Thank you.